while on Offhand reviews, I mostly review Transformers. I mean, look at how many there are in the background. There's some more down here, and there's some in the bookshelf in the corner over here. So, I mean, that tells you a lot. As you can see, I'm wearing a bandana, so what else could I be talking about besides a robot in disguise? The intro and the title give it away, but we're talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Something interesting about the Ninja Turtles is that I've been with them a lot longer than the Transformers. So much so that the Turtles only have one shelf dedicated to them in the bookshelf in the corner of the room with the figures I want to be shown off. Also, it's been long overdue since I've done a Ninja Turtles video, because look at the last one I made. That was 2 years ago! You know, I like to formally apologize to the person who thought I was going to be talking about the NECA 1990 Turtles, even though the title, the thumbnail, and the intro of this video say otherwise. As the title states, we will be looking at the Gimmicky Ninja Turtle toys that I've accumulated within the passage of time of 20 years. I will say, during the early stages of setting this video up, like just coming up with the idea, I thought I had more Gimmicky Ninja Turtle toys, but it turns out I don't have that much. So, let's go. Let's get on it. I want this video to be like 30 minutes. Oh god, I hope not. Where does one go when talking about assorted toys that do silly things or are the silly thing? You start with the little guy. Here is a tiny Raphael based off the 1987 toy with minor differences like the bandana ties being part of the head sculpt rather than hang out like usual, and the overall belt with no holsters for his size or the back weapon holder. Plus the lack of the R initial and the lack of the little belt things, like, you know? In fact, the entire head sculpt is nothing like the 1987 original because this toy came out in 2003! Research shows that our turtle brothers were all in fact the same mold, which isn't that much of a massive reveal as you think it is. But it is what I call easy money. So how about the articulation for this little guy? Yes, really. So the head fully swivels 360, same as the arms, and same as the legs. I bet you weren't expecting anything crazy. You know, if you think about it, making Ninja Turtle toys can be easy money. Make one mold and then copy paste. Goes for the 2023 reissues of the Movie Star Turtles, where instead of each turtle being their own mold, it's just the Leo mold used 4 times which. Or when it comes to the TMNT Mutations branded toys starting all the way back in 1992, same year as the Movie Star Turtles, which followed with each iteration of our Turtle Teens. Like the 2003 Turtles, or the 2012 Turtles. So, where are they for Rise? Or Mutant Mayhem? Kids of today deserve to know the truth of TMNT Mutations. I purposely skipped a year of the Baby Turtle to Ninja Turtle toy for dramatic effect, so the 2007 movie toy line included these guys for what reason? I don't know, because last I checked the movie was about our guys coming back together as a family and a team, not the origin. It feels like an open secret that Playmates used the 2007 toy line to serve as one for Back to the Sewer, which explains a rerun of this kind of Mutations toy. Anyway, here's Mike, Raph, and Don. You know, Don, the 2007 Mutations toy that is exactly how it was when it was brand new in 2007. Nothing drastic of a change like Sharpie all over his face. That'd be ridiculous. If you're wondering where their weapons are, I couldn't tell you because I have no fucking idea. I used to have Leo, but I don't know how, maybe in the shuffle moving homes, got lost somewhere. For all I know, he could be in some San Diego dump or in some kid's hands or somewhere in my home that I haven't checked yet, but I'll update you if I find him. Which I highly doubt, because I've looked everywhere. The toys themselves are neat to say the least. What else can I say besides the 3 of them are the exact same toy with different heads? You have a skull, a column calculated from Donatello, and a cheeky smile from Michelangelo. Leo also has a scowl. Not here, no silly adjective. I know Raph doesn't have a silly adjective, but let's just keep this between you and me, okay? The arms and legs are sculpted with their muscles. The arms are more defined than the legs. I think you might know why. Of course, both are supported with their knee and elbow pads and wrist cuffs. Hands and feet are signatures of the Turtle Teens. The hands are really veiny and the feet got nothing going for them besides the nails, which the hands also have. This time we're gonna do the articulation and mutation for the Mutation Turtles. So let's talk about it. So head swivels all the way. The arms are on ball joints, but they're kind of limited and you can't really go 360 with them. Well, I guess you can. Oh, that did not feel good. That didn't feel good to do at all. But since they're ball joints, you could pretty much do whatever. It's got elbow bend, a singular elbow bend. We got the wrist swivel. The legs are on ball joints, and they can as well go 360 because they're ball joints, of course. And then single bend at the knee. The feet can hinge up, hinge down, and ankle pivot. Well, not really a pivot, it's more so a swivel. And then toes articulation, but that looks a little funny. Let's do that mutation on camera. So what you gotta do is you gotta open up the shell, which reveals a lot of the intricacies of what's about to happen. So pull out the little baby turtle legs. And if I had the weapons, this is where they would go inside. Pull out the tail. Make sure you get that turtle tail out because you will need all the room you can get in here. Ring this out on a slider joint. Not really slider joints, more so like a pick it up and whatever. And then just put the baby turtle head in its place. Put the arms back and push them in because they're like also on a slider joint system. Oh my god. Put the arm out and push it in. Something that I do or have been doing when doing these mutations for this video is swiveling the head so that the bandana is off to the side, because otherwise it kind of gets in the way of the arms. So make sure you have them in. Bend at the elbow. When on like the originals, their arms are already at like a fixed angle, or the 2003 ones. Well, these ones you have to actually articulate them, which is kind of annoying. And then also, you come back here and make sure the hands are like... Okay, maybe the bandana things will work on Donnie here because I have not done it. I have not done Donnie at all. I've only done Raph and Mikey. So make sure you also access those wrist swivels. And so now I should be able to close it. Okay, fix that. Fix that. Oh my god. This is kind of annoying. This is why they're not in the shelf. Oh my god. This is ultimately why I don't, or have no idea or understand how I liked these as a kid. When they're kind of annoying to do, they feel like my hands feel annoyed and like annoyingly like, yeah. Okay, and then you arrange the legs and swivel the toes around so you get the baby turtle feet toes. And unfortunately, these little side flaps are, okay, that's one. Okay, I don't think we're gonna be able to get the other one in place. This looks really bad in terms of the end product of flaps not being in the proper places. Yeah, that's something, alright. It's definitely a turtle, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. What I'm trying to comprehend here is what I saw in these turtles that made me think, yeah, these are the most definitive turtles that I'll ever own as a kid. It was the gimmick. We'll do a fast forward. To the 2012 Turtles with the gimmicky toys we got for that. And what we have is what seems to be a regular Raphael toy and a gimmicky Leonardo. That's what I was going to call him, a gimmicky toy, but I figured to say his name, at least to give him that respect. First up on the list is a Raphael toy you may think is just a regular plain old Raphael toy, but nope. It's in fact a reused gimmick from 1991. This is Battle Shell Raphael, because look, the shell opens. And if you're curious what this repurposed gimmick used to be called in 1991, these were the Storage Shell Turtles, which were also reissued in 2023 alongside the movie Star Turtles. Way too gummy for me. However, unlike the Mutations toys, the Rise Turtles were able to get the same gimmick, so bonus points to them. Bonus points meaning I actually take the time to sit down and watch the show and the movie. And that's all, because that's all they got, because they got canceled way too soon. The sculpting is pretty sweet with the little front shell crack and scratches down to the head sculpt with that classic scroll to the ripped up bandana ties and the entirety of his limbs, which remind me of Gushers. I also like the wraps on the hands and feet. It really helps when determining which version of the turtles you're looking at and may or may not have made wraps on turtles be a good thing after, you know. This wrap, unlike the other 2012 turtles, is that he's show accurate. The same articulation and the same weapons. This wrap has two different sizes because I think one is from the original version, but I couldn't tell when I was 10 or 11, so this is what we got. He's not called Battle Shell Raph for nothing. You open his shell, and there's more weapons. 2 half-size and 2 ninja stars. Pretty neat, but not as iconic as his regular size. Well, you know what's next, and that is the articulation for this Raphael. So his head's on a ball joint, so you can look all the way up, all the way down. That's as far as he goes, and you do a little head tilt. The arms are on like a peg hinge system, so the arms hinge up and down, and then they go 360. Same deal with the elbows, bend at the elbow, singular elbow, and swivels. We got wrist swivels. Nothing at the waist because of how he's made. I don't think anyone's expecting waist swivels from Playmates Toys. So, peg, hinge system for the legs, back and forth, 360. And you guessed it, for the feet, it's exactly the same. Singular elbow, singular knee bend, and a swivel. And that's pretty much it. That's the basic Playmates articulation. The Mutant Mayhem figures have the exact same articulation. So, yeah. Next is this, Flinger's Leonardo. Basically, you put a sewer lid looking thing, it's like a coin, it has like a sewer lid thing on it. You put it in this hole, and then it shoots out of his stomach. But since I don't have any of those anymore, we are going to try with the penny with this figure demonstration that I filmed a month ago from when I'm filming this right now. A bit of movie magic behind the scenes stuff. Take it away! So now we gotta do the figure demonstration for Flinger's Leonardo. But before that, we have articulation, which isn't very much, and I'm surprised he even has any to begin with. So I think the head might be a ball joint. Well, yeah, because he did head tilt. Then hinge, swivel, hinge, swivel, and that's technically the arm. That's more so for the gimmick. So let's clean off the desk real quick. So let's get Raph off the desk, put him on the other side, so he's right here, and put last Ronin on the same opposite side as well. And lower the camera a little bit. We're gonna get a villain, and the only villain I have that isn't the Shredder that you saw in the little video teaser thingamabob is Metalhead from the 2003 show. So take it away, Leo. Let's kick some shell. And like I said, I lost those sewer lid things, so we're just gonna use a bunch of pennies that I have. So hopefully this works. I'm pretty sure you just like load it, so if I don't ever get these pennies back, then that's okay, because I mean they are just pennies after all. So I keep smacking my tongue or something or whatever. Like it was in this guy's articulation section and now it's here. Alright, here we go. Yeah. Okay, so that was a failure. Nothing came out. Well, sorry, Leo, for bashing your head in. Yeah, those pennies are stuck in there. I don't think I'm gonna get those pennies back, and that means I think this figure might be over. This figure's ability to do stuff is over. Actually, maybe I can fork them out. Probably not. Let's try it. Let's try it. Get a little exclusive little. Never mind. They're not stuck. So maybe I should try to find those sewer lids and then do like a YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels of this figure actually working. But well, I mean, it's probably obvious what would happen here is that the sewer lid would shoot out of his belly and it would hit whoever you're shooting at and they would be on the floor. Unfortunate that I can't show that because I don't know where the sewer lids are. But I'll have to try to find them. So, sorry for the disappointment. The sculpting is appreciated on this figure even if it's not painted on, like the back of his knee pads or these foot guard things. There was also like a license plate sticker right here where it's empty. It peeled off like when this toy was brand new, like 10 years ago. So that either says that I played with this recklessly or it was cheaply made, which it was cheaply made because I did not play with this toy. Like, I didn't do shit like that with this toy. I was like 10 or 11, like when I got this one. You see how well taken care of this one is, besides the one off sigh. Oh well. Let's move on to the next thing, okay? We are now at the penultimate category for gimmicky toys for this video, and it's quite on theme for the part name because this is all about the roleplay toys. More like the only roleplay toy because all I got is Raph Sai.
Yo mama.
I don't think there's really much to introduce because we've been getting these since a Ninja Turtle could even be a toy. Even now with Mutant Mayhem. And no, this bandana did not come with this Sai. I don't know what happened to the original bandana I had as a kid, but just imagine it's somewhere in the dumps in San Diego, just with that Mutations Leonardo. But this is a custom-made shirt thanks to my mom. She helped me make this bandana. It was a red shirt. I cut the good majority of it except the eye holes. She helped with the eye holes. So, thanks Mom. So, because I have the bandana on my face, this part of the script, specifically this paragraph that I was about to read, is irrelevant because now we can have the full Ninja Turtle experience. Except also we can't because I don't know what happened to the other side I had as a kid, but that one was from the 2003 era, and this one's obviously from the 2007 toy line based on the logo that's in the shape of the 2003 logo, so that's a little interesting. You know, it makes me curious how I never noticed this little detail. I was about to say a little fun detail. I don't know if it's a fun detail. It's more like they were kind of lazy and cut corners a little bit here. Well, the Sai is nicely sculpted with all these wrappings and stuff like that, and of course the logo, and it's a Sai. What else is there to say? The what would be silver part of the blade is just gray plastic, and it's not even that pointy, it's just rounded points. And there's a hole on the top of it. And since it's a Raphael Sai, you can do all the classic Raphael handheld poses. Are they called poses? More like handheld stuff, so you could have it, so you can hold the Sai like an energy sword for the best example for the Halo fans out there, you know, Halo Nuva, Halo, you know, or if you've watched the 2003 show, or you can have them hold it basic like any other bladed weapon, and you can also turn it upside down, or you could be like the 1990 Raphael and hold it like this when you were walking around when you lost your other Sai and go damn. Also, the blade is bent because of wear and tear of play for over 20 years. The last time I can remember really playing with this was probably like 2009. So, plus it was in like a gray tub for a good majority of its life ever since like I guess almost 10 years ago. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. So now let's talk about the final figures of the video that I specifically left for last because the toys that they are from a very specific version of the Ninja Turtles that I'm quite fond of. And if you couldn't tell based off this poster right here, it's the 2003 Turtles. Yes, very much like the 80s Turtles, the 2003 Turtles had a shit ton of gimmicky toys as well. Whether it's the same as the originals or brand new kind of gimmicks. Let's get started. So, I was filming the good majority of this video. The fridge did not go off at all. But now that we're in the final section of the video, the fridge went off. So the figures we have are Backflip Leo and Raph, Parachute Mikey, and Multi-Arm Shredder, who's yellowed like fucking crazy, Jesus. And I bet you're wondering, why is a mainline figure doing in this Gimmicky Toys video? Well, you press a button and it does an action, so that's why. Anyway, this is supposed to be one of the Shredder clones, because if you know about 2003 Shredder, then you know. And I already mentioned this, but mine's yellowed as shit. This is what happens when your childhood starts off in a desert town that's hot as fuck. So now let's talk about this figure's articulation. There's no life section, we're doing it now. So the head swivels 360. The top arms only go this far forward and go all the way to the back. They do not go 360. The back arms can go 360 though, or the bottom arms I should say. This gets waist swivels. Really squeaky. And the legs go forward and back. Barely back, a lot forward though. So the only thing about this figure that is different from the original release, like when it first came out, is that he's missing the shoulder pads, because he's supposed to have shoulder pads like right here, but I couldn't tell you what happened, why they came off or whatever, because I only discovered this toy when we moved into this apartment like 4 years ago. The gimmick is pretty neat for combat with your turtles even without the weapons. You know, it makes me curious what Super 7 would do with this guy, considering they said they were doing 2003 Turtles, but they haven't showed us a goddamn thing. I've been waiting since whenever they announced it. And nothing. Next up we have Parachute Mike, and obviously he's missing the parachute. So it's just Mikey now with a bunch of parachute straps on him, and that's it. Put his arms down, and then... But yeah, I've had this Mikey for as long as I can remember, as much as that poster. And pretty much his gimmick is he press the button and that's it. I mean, if you had the whole parachute, it would be amazing. But since this is all we got, what's there even to talk about? I guess we could talk about the articulation, I guess. Because surprisingly he does have that. So the head only swivels. The arms swivel. He has wrist swivels. And the legs, they swivel around. They also have a hinge. Which, it works. Not on this side though. And the foot has also on a hinge, which hinges back and forward and swivels. And he has toe bend. Hey, Marvel Legends guys, I want your Spider-Mans to have toe bends. Look, this Michelangelo has one. And this toy came out in like 2004. Or 3 or 4, I don't know. One of those years. Okay, so we have a correction with the articulation, because I noticed this after I filmed the articulation. His head's on a ball joint because he could do the tilt. So, he could look all the way up, look down. You know, it probably would help if he could look all the way up, since he's like parachuting, but since he'd probably be falling down, you know, it makes sense. So, you know what, never mind. Also, I wanted to add on to the whole, I've had this Mikey for as long as I can remember, because this used to be my main Mikey. That when I would play with my toys, this would be my main Mikey. And yeah, interesting. And plus, you could do this. This is almost as addicting as pressing the eject button on Blaster. Hey, this is editing Frankie, and I completely forgot to film the whole Blaster chest thingy. So like, this is what I'm talking about. See, that's very addicting. Like, I could do this all day. Like, if I had Twincast, or if I bought the 86 one when I saw it, and I had 2, I would be unstoppable. So I guess it's good I only have 1. But of course I want Twincast. I want Rewind. But yeah, that's it. And then closing the door back up, and then doing it back and forth. Back and forth. This was my original Puppet toy from like 2005, because that's when I was 3 in 2005. and Poppet toys didn't exist. Like, here's one right now. Here's one of those Poppet toys of a Stegosaurus. You, like, push it in and then it comes right out. Although this isn't as satisfying as Blaster or this Michelangelo. Because look at that. Instant gratification. I'll bring out Blaster for like final shots. Like that's what I'm talking about. That's what playing with toys is all about. Look at that. You know, I'm looking closely at this toy, and you can really see the El Centro dirt all over him in little crevices, like in his legs. I don't know if you can see that. Like in his legs, see a little bit of dirt. Or in his hands. Look at his hands. Look at all that. You see all the El Centro dirt in his hands. Jesus. Or in his little, obviously, and then his leg, like I just said. Damn. I guess I played with my toys outside also. Which wouldn't really be that big of a surprise. Or is that dust? I have no idea. do it again. Okay, but we gotta move on. No more no more pressing the button back and forth. Now we're in the last figures. The final two figures that do the exact same thing. So, last but not least are the figures that inspired this whole video to begin with. It is the 2004 Backflip Ninja Turtle toys. 2004 because that's when these toys came out on store shelves. Leonardo and Raphael, which do the exact same thing, but their sculpts are drastically different for the feet. Raph has massive stompers, while Leo's are close to the original sculpt for the standard turtles. Speaking of sculpt, they're basically the standard figures in a squatting pose with the same head sculpts and green plastics, but differ on their backs because Leo has one massive katana and Raph has his 1987 weapon holder and the little turtle tail on both. And now, for the figure demonstration. So now for the final demonstration of figures for this video, we will be doing the Backflip Turtles. So let's get started. Maybe a little bit of articulation. I mean, they don't really got much in the head. Do like a slight disappointment kind of thing. Same with Leo. The arms like move. Or Rask are able to go in all the way. For some reason on Leo there's like a stopping point, so you have to like click it. And this is how we access the backflip feature, so we'll do them one at a time, and then we can do them together. So I should probably get this a bit lower to their height. So we'll do Leo first, because their backflip altitude or whatever are different, so, or where they end up is different. So let's do Leo. And he lands in the exact same position that he was standing at, which is probably maybe thanks to the sword, like keeping him balanced in one spot. I keep smacking my lips or tongue or whatever. I think it's my tongue or in my mouth or whatever. I don't know. So let's do Raph. Oy. I'm not too sure why he goes a bit farther forward compared to Leo, who stays in his little one spot. Maybe it's because he doesn't have a back stabilizer, or he has bigger feet, which causes a bigger jump. I don't know. Let's do it again. See? I just noticed he's got sculpting for scratches on his elbow pads, while Leo does not. That's interesting. So, now let's try it with some weapons. Let's leave Raph off to the side. We'll do Leo again. So get him ready for position. You get movie star Leo. We're gonna get his weapons off. And no, if you couldn't tell from the duration of this video, this is not the original. I am desperately trying to get the original movie star Leo and the other three. So move them off to the side. And these so happen to be the 1988 Turtle Toy weapons that came with those original Ninja Turtle toys that just got repacked with these movie star reissues. Just leave them right there. So let's give it a whirl, a spin and a whirl. And the swords are okay. Nothing happened to them. So yeah, you can give them the weapons and your weapons will be a-okay. They won't get bent or anything as far as I can tell. They don't look too bent. out of shape. So let's do Raph and Leo together. Come on. All right, here we go. Yeah, they jump at different times, which I guess makes sense. I don't know, actually. I don't even know if they made the other two. I think they did. I saw Mikey on Google. But as far as I'm aware, these are the only two that I have in person, physically, for over 20 years. Which is crazy to think. Because this all feels... well, I wouldn't say recent. It just definitely doesn't seem like that they're from my childhood, because I just know that I've had them ever since then, and it just doesn't seem like that they're that old of a toy. But then you remember that your favorite kind of turtles are over 20 years old.
Yes, we're here to stay!
You know, with having this figure for over 20 years, it makes me eternally grateful that I still at least have a good handful of my 2003 turtles. Obviously not all of them, but what I would do with my turtles when I was a kid is that I would take them everywhere with me in my little backpack that we now use for my dog. With this video now reaching its conclusion, Turtle Mania is only beginning for the Halo Nuva channel, and I'm glad to start it with all the silly toys that do all the turtle staples and absurd wackiness. The next time I review a Ninja Turtles toy, it'll be a more standardized review, and it won't take 2 years to make. Because this year videos will mostly be Turtles and Transformers, since, oh, you know, both are turning 40 years old. Of course I'll still talk about other things that aren't Turtles or Transformers, but those two properties will have big, major prominence, since that is the big thing for this year, when it comes to me at least. Plus, expect to see more videos coming soon, because I think I am going to stop doing long-ass videos like this one. Because when you do long-ass videos like this one, it takes months to make. This is what happened with Ironhide, and that's what happened with this video. So I'm going to try to stick the balance between something like the Bludgeon video and this video, so we don't have long-ass videos that take a long time to make, and it ends up being, oh, this video doesn't come out every month. Instead, it comes out every other month because it takes so long to make. And so oh, well, I'll take 3 months of a break to make this one video, and no, I'll take a 1 month break to make this video. You know what I mean? It's just, oh my goodness, there's just so much time that I could be writing a bunch of videos and then filming a bunch of videos. Like, film one, get it done, edit, then repeat. So yeah, we're done doing long ass videos like this one and the Ironhide one. Okay, it's gonna be more like Bludgeon mixed with a long ass video like this one. So we'll see how I do with the next video. Well, after telling you what videos will be like moving forward, I will leave you on your merry way. If you enjoyed and feel so inclined, feel free to subscribe and follow my other socials, mainly the Instagram, for video updates or little video teasers. So you know that thing they'll play at the very beginning of this video? I post those on Instagram, and obviously the other socials if I remember. But I post those like a couple days after a video comes out, so expect to see the one for the next video after this one comes out, like 2 days after. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And maybe I will see you in the next video, or review toys on this YouTube channel called Halo Nuva. So yeah, bye. Enjoy the shot of the beach or the ocean, whatever. I can't remember at the moment. This bandana is making my head hurt. My head's been hurting. I've been filming this video, talking, wearing this, with obvious breaks to eat and stuff, but so what happens when you wear something that you're not used to wearing 24/7, so at least it looked pretty cool, right, with the Raphael look. Man, I gotta buy a new chair. My back fucking hurts.